5 minutes gone past the 5 o'clock hour. Welcoming you to the Big Hard Fact on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Mary Anukun. I did tell you we're going to be delving into some more Rivers politics. Yes, we reported excessively on the situation between Governor Fubara and former Governor Wike. Again, there are lots of people, there are pundits who say that this is more like the wheel that has spun right back to where it started. And there are also those who say that, well, this might be a Cold War brewing and Fubara doesn't have the teeth for the fight. There are those who also say that Fubara and the Rivers people are ready for whatever war that's brewing from the FCT. Well, I have joining me in the studio he was a former candidate for the All Progressive Congress in the National Assembly elections for February 25. Ezemonye, Ezekiel Amadi is joining us live in the studio. Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Marianne. Hello, listeners.
It's interesting that the APC, and I remember the week that this story broke, I think I spoke with Sugbe Eli, who was a member of your party. And
still a member of the
party. Yes, he was in charge of the campaign for Tony Cole. And I did ask why exactly the APC is interested in the imbroglio between a former governor and a sitting governor. Why is the APC so concerned about this?
Yeah, because, are we not citizens of River State? We all live there in Port Harcourt. And, of course, you are a Port Harcourt girl, so...
I am a Port Harcourt girl.
You are a Port Harcourt girl, I know that. And so your idea of what the consequences of this kind of a fight, will be for everybody who's living there. And if we're not impacted on directly, it could be indirectly. We also have friends and villages who are in the
opposition,
in the party, in the PDP.
Yeah, PDP.
Yes, we also have them. Some of them are actually dependents. And then, if they are allowed to go through the scorching battle, of course, it's going to affect us in no small measure. That's why we're concerned. Because at the end of the day, we are politicians. Not minding whatever platform you are, you must use your platform, for the betterment of the citizens. Yes,
but many would say who follow Rivers politics, this is not the first happening. We saw it happen under Mechi's government, and we saw someone who's now local government chairman carrying the mask to hit a person unconscious. We've seen this happen over and again.
Yeah, but
the state assembly took over.
Yes, if you remember, in fact, you're bringing me to one of the reasons why we are concerned in APC.
Really.
If you remember, that battle, that fight, contributed immensely to the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, losing his elections in 2015. Yes, it did, because when that war took place in Rivers State, it snowballed into a major crisis at national level, and the governor at that time, Rotimi Mechi, pulled out and with some of his friends. And that was how, Jonathan lost his election. So another reason why those of us in APC should be concerned is that the man who is president today is also of APC. So let history not repeat itself, and then we'll be in a situation where the president, will be affected in the event that he chooses.
So you're here because you're afraid for President Tinubu to lose his election. Does he have so much powers to one way or the other affect Mr. President's re-election? And the administration started.
It's not about his battle. It's not about his powers. It's not about his powers. No. It's the point is that once the system there is destabilized, the sitting governor is a sitting governor. Now, in the event that the sitting governor gets on P, or finds himself without any platform, he could want to pull out and then pull the rug off the feet of the president. In the way political awareness is going now, in 2027, we need to have all the support that we can muster, even from the opposition. Thank God that we're now doing what I call
coalition government
across board politics, democracy, across board democracy.
River State is a very interesting place. Let's start by, because I did ask Sogbeya this question, I'm going to ask you. Is it a case of my enemy's enemy is my friend? Is that what the APC is doing, capitalizing on the fact that there's some form of bad blood brewing between former Governor Wike, and Governor Fubara, and so you guys are taking advantage of the situation?
No, definitely not.
Are you sure? And if you were, would you tell me?
I'll tell you.
Really?
Oh, sure. Tell you. I mean, you can ask. I mean, I'll tell you. I'll tell you that's the issue. But right now, that's not the issue. It will not be. What I am saying, well, not we. I'm here.
You're a member of the APC, so obviously, but you're speaking for yourself.
For myself. Now, what I'm saying is that, for God's sake, allow the sitting governor, allow him to govern. Because if he doesn't, at the end of the day, he's not given the opportunity to govern. If he's not given the opportunity to deliver good governance to the people of Rivers State, we will be affected. And don't forget, as we are in Nigeria today, politicians, I don't think any of us has any good name. Okay? So any opportunity we have to change this narrative, we should grab it with both hands. This man is governor, whether we agree or not, right now. Currently, he's governor. Do you know the assembly is not sitting?
Well, the House of Assembly was burnt down, so where is the makeshift place where they're supposed to sit?
If the house was burnt down, doesn't mean that the members were burnt down. The members are complete. So why are the members not sitting? If the venue, the house itself, the structure has been burnt down, the governor is supposed to designate a venue where the house will sit.
So why is the house not sitting as we speak?
The house cannot sit. The house is not sitting because I think it was on the 31st, 30th of October, the house split into two.
Obviously.
Okay, so the house is not sitting. So this is a vehicle that is supposed to be traveling on 3 tires. It's trying to travel on 2 tires, and that's impossible. It will come to a point where, I mean, the stalemate will become too obvious and dangerous for society. The house is not sitting. So there is a partial shutdown of government in Rivers State as we speak. And I don't think that is good for anybody, whether SDP, PDP, APC, or whatever party. I don't think that's good. Allow the governor who is there now, who has been declared for the period he is there, he has a mandate. Let him govern. Let him deliver to the people. People are hurting. Look, as I'm here, I know a very young widow whose children are not able to go to school because of food that they will take to school. 3 boys.
And how so?
It's sad. I know how she was able to, put together the areas of the school fees to enable them to go to school. Now they couldn't go to school for days because there was no food to take to school.
And how does this connect governor and what's happening in the government?
We need to provide employment opportunities. We should be thinking about that.
The government cannot employ everybody in River State.
Government cannot employ everybody, but government can provide the enabling environment for people to employ themselves.
So you're saying there's no enabling environment in River State as we speak?
Where is it? If every time is what we have on our lips are words like fight, battle, who wants to come there to invest? Who wants that such very I say big situations to do business? So everything is upside down. People we have security on our hands. Tell me, how will the governor and maybe his team, how would they be able to sit down and put together any plan that will grow the economy locally in Rivers State when they have some battle-ready figures bring down their spine? How would they do that?
But we have seen in the media, we've seen Gafubara come out to say that all is forgiven and it was just a father and son spat, but it's over, and as you were. So, but you're painting a totally different picture to us, that things are not well.
Well, okay. I saw your flyer for this program, Cold War. Yeah. Cold War. There is a war, even though it might be cold. So if all is well, why is the assembly not sitting? For instance, why is the assembly not sitting? If all is well, why don't we have a full what's it called, cabinet? Up till now, if all was well, it's a core. If all was well, today is Tuesday.
Yes.
On Friday, the former governor, the minister, was on air, saying that the Opopo people are not Ijaws and all that and that. If all was well, maybe the governor, Fubara, maybe he spoke when he said all is well is the father and son's part and all that and all that. Maybe he was expressing his desire, expressing that this is the way I feel about this, but it may not be the same thing for the other man. So I expected that if it was that, by now we shouldn't be talking about it.
But the president also got involved in this. He intervened in the matter. So you're telling me that the president's intervention as the leader of the party, someone who's the principal of Mr. Ike, who is a minister under him, that this cannot be put to bed again. If this were to be a war, as people are referring to it as a Cold War, being that Fubara is battle ready at all times, Wike is also one that's not seen to back down. Can Fubara, can he battle? Will he be able to see this through? If it is a Cold War, does he stand a chance? There are many who've expressed fear that he might lose that office. He might not be able to run a second tenure.
Second tenure. I actually wasn't in Port Harcourt on the I think it was on the 29th and 30th of October.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I saw, video and all that, I don't have any doubt that he has come to realize that he's the governor of a state of Rivers State. I don't have any doubt about that. Yeah. So I do not know what being battle ready is. I do not know whether
there are those who say, because Governor Wike clearly stated, without mincing words, that he does not want to lose his party structure in the state. I'm going to ask you this. You remember APC? If the APC were to be in power when Rotimi Amechi was governor, who was the leader of the party? The governor or a minister? Who leads the party? Who's in charge of the party structure? You're a party.
The governor usually, and I had said at another forum that the APC constitution does not have any provision for who is for leader.
There has to be a leader.
Well, naturally, membership and loyalty will definitely gravitate towards somebody, and that usually is the person who has some visibility out there at the national level of the party, and somebody who can dispense favors and all that.
But that should governor, shouldn't it?
That's what I'm saying. So usually it's because, and that's another reason, is that the governor is actually elected and appointed. Okay, so if the governor is elected, it means that his tenure is assured. But if you are appointed, you are at the mercy of whoever appointed you. So these are all the reasons why the governor, will appear to be the leader of the party, and that's the way it's always been.
But Governor Wike is saying that he does not want to lose his party structure, meaning that he's the leader of the party.
No,
he sees himself as the leader of the party.
He can't. Well, they're in PDP. So I do not know what the constitution is. But if I use the situation in the APC, look at that. He can't be the leader because he is a political appointee. The governor is elected. If he himself, former Governor Wike himself, would never have accepted anybody to be leader over him while he was governor. It's impossible. It's impossible. He would have pulled the heavens down, to make sure that he asserts his authority as governor. So why do we change it now? And in any case, what are we talking about? Structure. The structure, from the way I know as a politician, the structure that brought Sim Fubara is the same structure that the former governor is laying claim to. So what's the difficulty in handing over the structure to What's the difficulty in handing over the structure to Fubara?
Hmm.
Would that amount to a loss of structure?
I'd like to remind you also quickly before we go on a break. The former Governor Wike also said that what is a man without a political structure? He asked that question and he did answer it, that you have no political relevance if you do not have a structure. Could Governor Wike be afraid that he might not have any political relevance in River State? And again, I also the actually lots of elders are seemingly in support of Governor Wike, and he stands. What does this say about the Rivers people and how they see Governor Fubara?
I wouldn't want, and please permit me, because I may go over the line if I have to comment on the position of those.
Well, I'll decide if you go over the line.
One of the elders. No, I might be exposing too much.
Well, we want to hear it. It's hard facts. Give us some facts.
The truth is that at the appropriate time, let me just put it this way. At the appropriate time, we will get to know, based on my experience, because I have been in this thing a very long time. Now, based on my experience, time will tell those others who truly will defend that communique that they read that day. Time will tell. But all I can say is that not all that glitters is gold. Yeah.
So you do not believe that communique that was read by elders of the state?
Yes.
You do not believe that those people will be able to stand by that communique? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Not all of them will stand by that communique. I can tell you that. You can take that to the bank. When I read that communique, and when I saw the wording of the communique, I clearly saw, based on experience, I clearly saw the voice of Jacob and the hand he saw. Clearly, I don't need a seer to tell me that this is something that was prepared for them, and they had no choice. But time would tell, man. I can tell you that time would tell how many of them will stand to defend that communique, which they read.
In 2 minutes, because we have to go on a break.
Okay.
You are opposition. You are supposed to play your part as opposition. You've all lost on the short end of the stick, over time in the elections. 2019, we saw what happened. You lost all your tickets. You couldn't run.
Yes.
And we also saw what happened. Now, playing the opposition is not just enough to criticize, but how do you make sure that this so-called Cold War that's brewing in River State does not stop? Like, you have come here to complain about good governance, dividends of democracy. How do you intend to play this role without having a dog in the fight?
That's why I'm happy for the opportunity I have to hear. Okay. We need to alert as many Nigerians as possible. So let them join, okay, in appealing to the parties. Two people cannot be right at the same time. Let them appeal to them. But in the interim, can the governor be allowed to govern? The same way that the former governor, Nyesom Wike, was allowed to govern. Same way that Rotimi Amechi was allowed to govern. The same way that Dr. Peter Odele was allowed to govern. Let Sim Fubara also be allowed to govern. We can't wake up just after barely 5 months, okay, of learning the ropes, and then we are coming up with the impeachment. No. That is too much distraction, and time is running. So let's ask Nigerians, as we can lay our hands on, appeal to both parties. Let us have peace in Rivers State.
Okay.
It's a volatile place, extremely volatile. We know it. And then if we do not handle
I know a certain person who will say you're demarketing the state, but we have to go on a break.
No.
I know a certain person that will say you're demarketing River State. We have to go on a break. Ezemonye Kaladi is a former National Assembly candidate for the All Progressive Congress representing Ikwerre Emuoha Federal Constituency is here in the studio. We'll be right back after this break.
Secondary School Debate Season 6. 32 students, over 30 secondary schools. November 20th, Lagos's best debaters will go head-to-head. Shoulder to shoulder.
Corruption is like a cankerworm eating into the fabric of nation.
Voting is more than just a choice. It is a civic duty.
And point.
Have you seen the state of parks in Lagos nowadays? They're deplorable. They're an eyesore and hazard to everyone they come across.
It's barely been 2 years since the launch of the e-Naira and you're already pessimistic about it. You said that we lack the technological know-how. That's untrue.
Who will win the crown on December 8th?
Stop, girl.
football-winning outfits and score big with a chance to win a cash prize of 100,000 Naira. We are looking for the freshest designs inspired by football and the power of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Here's how to participate. Design a football outfit football players would love, all in creative Team Wazobia colors. Don't forget to include SDG 16 in your design, representing peace, justice, and strong institutions. Send your entries to styleMe@wazobiafm.com and be sure to share them on your social media with the hashtags Team Wazobia 2023, hashtag UNGGWCup 2023, and hashtag Take the Ball. Visit www.wazobiafm.com for more information, including color codes and other details. Don't miss this opportunity to make your mark in the world of fashion and football. Terms and conditions apply. GGW Cup Nigeria 2023, where passion meets us. Team Wazobia, playing for global goals.
Vitamin A, vitamin 6, vitamin B12, vitamin...
Jason, why do you have so much bread slices?
I want to eat all the 7 vitamins in the penny spread.
No, Jason, that's how it works. You get the 7 vitamins every spread you make on a slice, no matter how little.
Golden Penny Spread is fought with 7 essential vitamins and plant-based that gives you energy. Now available in a sleek rectangular pack. Available in stores nationwide. Golden Penny Spread. The nourishment.
The I Beg to Differ Second School Debate Season 6. 32 students over 30 secondaries. November 20th. Lagos's best debater will go head-to-head, shoulder to shoulder.
It's like a canker worm eating to the fabric of our nation. It's more than just a choice. It is a civic duty.
And point for point.
Have you seen the state of parks in Lagos nowadays? Deplorable, then eyesore and a health hazard to everyone across.
It's barely been 2 years since the launch of E9 and you're already pessimistic about it. You said lack the technological know-how. That's simply untrue.
Who wears the crown on December 18th? I beg to differ. So it begins.
Sup, homegirl? I need an affordable high-end phone. Samsung just launched the S23's Fan Edition. It's fully loaded, packed with a powerful processor, a 90 graphic card, smart battery, the Samsung Knox protection, and the Samsung Care Plus cover for screen repair. The S23 FE you buy, you get the new FE free. And the first 700 cards to make a purchase, get an additional Samsung 2-watch as a gift. With Samsung FlexPay, and pay as low as 113,705 Naira monthly to own the device with spread over 6 to 12 months installment. Now you're talking. Valid from October 20th to November 30th, 2023. T's applied.
Oh, lunch. Guys, I'm going for lunch. Put more stew. Nice meal.
Suffering from heartburn and indigestion? Try Just Eat. My recommendation for the past 26 years. Just Eat is a brand of aluminium, magnesium hydroxide, and simethicone. Just Eat is available in suspension and tablets. Remedy for heartburn, indigestion, flatulence, and acidity.
Jested, now available in packs. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read leaflet inside.
In a world so vast, many moving pieces, tune into Borderlines, where I, in conversation with special guests from across the globe, will pack the truth from the propaganda, distinguish facts from perception with a clear, sharp mind. I'm your host, Ireti Bakari Yusuf. Join me on my new show, Borderlines, and let's travel the world together on topical issues of the day. Every Friday at 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info 99.3, the #1 radio station.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your #1 station for talk. Let's talk. Welcome back to Hard Facts.
Well, if you're just joining us, the program is still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's 43 minutes gone by in this interview, and we've been talking with a member of the All Congress and a former national candidate for Ikwerre, Emuoha Constituency in Rivers State, Ezekiel Amadi, who's been talking to me about the situation of things back home in Rivers State and the supposed Cold War between the sitting governor of the state, Sim Fubara, and former governor of Rivers State, who's now Minister of the FC, Ezemonye. Now, before we went on that break, you were talking about the fact that people are suffering in the state. The state is now out of itself, and with all of these things, it's to be a distraction of sorts. I'm going to ask you in a bit. I want to open the phone lines for later to join the conversation. What the way forward is, because yes, you're here to appeal to the mindsets of not just Rivers people but Nigerians in general. But then to say that you're a member of the APC, and your former governor is not being with Mr. President. He's part of the cabinet. Why don't you go to the president? Why are you not talking to the leadership of the DCC? But hold that thought. 0700 993 993 is the number for you to call and join the conversation. 0700 993 993. If you're a lady, call 0165 7190. You can message. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. Also on YouTube, we're live, Nigeria Info FM. We want to hear you. What 60 seconds is all the time that you have. Ken here says, Wike isn't being cool to me. He's doing exactly what he won't tolerate. Okay, Kelvin, thank you very much. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Marianne.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
This is Amadi.
Go ahead.
Marianne, you see the greed of Nigerian politicians, especially this Fourth Republic politicians. Their greed is the reason why they will become two elephants that will be fighting, why the grass, who are the citizens, will be suffering. You've entered government, you've left. Why not leave the place? And you want to still have a grip. Why? All because of selfish reasons. All because of personal gain. If not for personal gain, why will somebody be a minister and he still wants to oversee the affairs of the state? He has finished his own term, let him go. And let the person, and if not for something else, in those days, it is not the sitting governor that becomes the leader of the party. They have their leader that determines, that able checkmate the activities of the governor. But because of the greed and other things, it has been hijacked.
Okay.
Thank you and God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. Join the conversation. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Sister, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Okon, calling from Oja.
Go ahead, you've got 60 seconds.
What we are discussing about is truth. I don't know the reason why these politicians are very selfishness. When you have your own time and you have finished your own time, and still you are looking onto someone who is yet born anew, that want to come and show people what he is and what he has for people. And you determine that what you was before is more greater than the one that's coming tomorrow. That all has passed. Leave this man alone and let him perform well for that river state.
Okay.
For that man is a very holy man.
Okay, all right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Turn off your radio, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Turn off your radio.
Hello.
Turn off your radio and please call me back. It's very important when you call us, turn off your radio. That way we can hear you and hear you clearly. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good evening. Turn off your radio. I just said that a few seconds ago. All right, call me back. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good evening, Miriam.
Good evening.
Mrs. Oboli on the line.
Go ahead, Mrs. Oboli. You've got 60
this
seconds.
This should serve as a deterrent and a warning to those who believe in godfatherism and still enter into politics through that means. Now, look at how godfatherism is a hydra-headed monster that is fighting back. Somebody that's supposed to be in the governor's seat, working free-handedly without any imposition or supposition. Now they are choking him. If he had not danced with that bandwagon, I don't think he would be choked right now. So honestly, this is so disheartening, and it's affecting the people of Rivers State. They should leave him alone to do his work, but this should serve as a lesson to other people that want to come in through politics. Godfatherism does not pay. It is a monster. It destroys politics. Thanks and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boli, for sending a message, for calling us. Someone here says, Wike's case regarding 25% commission from River State new administration, as alleged, is 101 case in Nigeria. Why is it not criminal when outgoing politicians begin to task the incoming administrators for illegal payments called commission or returns? Until that is being indicted in the country, it remains a commodity. Why politicians, business people, it remains a commodity for politicians and business people. I'm sure that's what you mean. He says this is salient reasons why several projects are being abandoned and the populace is impoverished and politicians grossly enriched. Emmanuel from Chisco, thank you very much. I can take maybe 2 more calls and then, of course, I'll take the final words from our guest. Hello. Apologies, do call us back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Mariam.
Good afternoon.
Good evening once again. It's 6 o'clock.
Okay. For me, every time in the afternoon. Go ahead.
This is Madam Ifio.
Madam Ifio, go ahead. You got 60 seconds.
Welcome, my brother from Niger.
Thank you very much.
Which structures is brother even talking about? Which during that to the election time? Is that the structure? Okay.
Oh, Madam Ify, apologies. We lost you there. We lost that call. Hello. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where you come from?
My name is Godfrey, calling from Lochorola.
Go ahead. You have 60 seconds, quickly.
Yes. I think what Mr. Nweke is doing is a very negative legacy that, if it is not checked, is going to pollute the so-called democracy that this country are after. And that is what somebody like Bello, the governor, my own governor in our state, Kogi State, that is the kind of very wicked negative line we want to embark on. And after doing this, with youth impoverishing people, not paying people the work, their salaries, and the 10%, 15%, and the rest enter boss with the accountant he used now and made him to be so-called lay governor. And the end come and made the state become this zero, great problem, anarchy, and from there they disappear after stealing a lot of money from the state.
Okay.
And the authority, everybody need to wake up and call these people to order and let them know that the state is not for their own personal use.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm letting you go because of time. You have 1 minute. One way forward. I mean, I like the fact you're a crusader. You're appealing that help be brought to real estate, and that everyone with their swords, because whatever happens has to be in the interest of the average person. But aside from that, what is the way forward? Because if they don't shoot their swords, what happens to river people?
Well, Marian, I think the way forward is this. Several times the former governor had said, at the end of my tenure, I'm not going to have anything to do with whoever succeeds me. He needs to walk that talk. That's the way.
He was a Toknadu governor. That's what he was called.
So now we need to sustain that narrative of Toknadu. Because if, for as long as you do not allow the governor to function, these problems will continue. The Cold War will continue. And you see, the truth is this: the politicians are paid, whether
they work or not,
whether there's governance or not, they are paid. But it's not the same thing with people out there. Okay, the average man on the street needs those who are in government to put together a package that the average man can leverage and put food on his table. If that doesn't come, the average man is left wondering, and that is not in our interest. Not our interest.
I appreciate you coming on the show to have this conversation with many others would have said that, oh, well, opposition, you should go talk to Mr. President. But I like that you're here talking about the general interest of the average Rivers person. Even though you didn't win elections, but you're still advocating for the people. Maybe you should have been the man of the job.
No, one day I'm going to win.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I like how you're optimistic. But Ezemonye Ezekiel Amadi is a former National Assembly candidate for the All Progressive Congress in Rivers State. And he's been here talking about what's been happening in Rivers State and how this one way or the other might affect negatively or positively people in Rivers State. Thank you so much, Ezemonye, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity.
All right. Lagos, we'll be right back after this break for me to say my goodbye. Stay with us.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates.